Hi guys.
Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you all for waiting. Sorry
Thanks.
about the technical difficulties. We were in the wrong studio.
Yeah, all right. No, but we're back. We're here. This was a nail biter. This was high stakes. We know
Catches
what
were
had to be
arranged.
done. Exactly. So let's talk about it. This is Andor, episode 6, called The Eye. All right. Let's start off with talking about Nemec and Cassian.
The day before the heist. This is the day before the heist.
Okay. And they're having a
The 2 years
conversation
just jumped in.
in regards to something that Nemec is writing in his book about the mercenaries of the galaxy. They're starting to get, anxiety. They want to have this heist. They're very nervous. They want the heist to go well.
And more importantly, they want it to start.
Right. And they wanted to get it done and over with. We find out something about the natives of Aldani. They're called the Danis. They're
so creative.
Yeah, there is apparently there is history between the natives and the Imperials.
Because the Imperials have just been like pushing them around for 12 years, and these people put up with it.
Yeah.
By now, I would have just blown up that base.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently there were a lot more of the natives than there are now. So at some point, maybe they were wiped out by the Empire. But now they have some type of truce where there's a celebration called the Eye that takes place. I don't know if it's an annual thing, but there's a truce, there's peace. They come together, the Imperials and the Danis, and they have a little bit of celebration between the two.
Pilgrimage.
The two persons, the two groups. So this is the day. So this was planned because they needed a distraction, right? So Clem and his team needed a distraction in order for them
to blended in with the crowd, basically.
Right, exactly. So what they did was they dressed up in a uniform. Actually, I don't even know how they even got the Imperial uniform.
Yeah, I'm assuming they took down some soldiers and stole their uniform.
They must have. Okay, so we got Nemec, Skeen, Taraman, Vel, Cinta. All right,
Gorn on the inside.
Right, Gorn
and Vel and Cinta are bungee jumping.
Yes, right. So they're actually they're pretty resourceful. They're actually swimming on the water. I mean, they were really trying to get under the radar, so they would not get caught. They were there setting things up, making sure it was okay for the guys to actually get ready. So, like I said, they're dressed in uniform and they're marching along with the Imperials. Just they're looking like they're blending in, and then at some point they break from the group. And then they head to where the vault is located, right? Now, remember, we have Lieutenant Gorn, right, who is the inside man. He knows where the vault is. He knows where all the credits are located. What I also like about the series Andor, not only are you seeing just the rebellion side, the people who are working for the rebellion or trying to start a rebellion, you also see the humanity of the people on the Imperial side, right? So we meet a family of Commandant J-Hold. All right, he has a wife and a daughter. They're getting dressed for the ceremony that's coming up.
They're getting themselves ready, and his son's like, "I have a fever."
Yeah. The son is not feeling well, so apparently.
Yeah, but of course they drag him out.
Right. Yes. Right. They have to. Yeah, you could tell this commandant, he wants really nothing to do with these people, but he has to play the part. He has to go through with this celebration. Make it look like they're getting along.
And
there's animosity between the two groups. So they finally meet. So the Danis and the Imperials, they meet. They exchange gifts. All right, and then they have a celebration. So now, once the celebration has taken place, again, this is a distraction. And the group goes in and they find Commandant J-Hole's family and holds them hostage, right?
By the way, Taraman's the next stormtrooper.
Okay, all right, good. Okay.
Cassian's face it said it all. He was feeling some type of way.
Well, okay, so let's go back to what you're saying about Tamarin. Yeah, so we found out that
Karaman.
Taramin, sorry, was actually a stormtrooper, right?
Yes, which makes him the first black stormtrooper.
Right, even
Chronologically, of course.
yes, right.
John Boyega played the first black stormtrooper, but in the Star Wars timeline, Karaman preceded him.
That's pretty cool. All right, so that's good. All right, so we go back to the J-Hole family. They're held hostage. The group grabs J-Hole because he knows how to open the vault. He pretends he doesn't know, but they take him down to the vault, and
they got some motives, and like this is some motives I'm not willing to get with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, like they got blasters pointed at this child's head. No, not how it works. That's not how you get somebody to work.
No, I understand that, right? Yeah, but what they were doing was they were using fear and intimidation. So they wanted J-Hole to do what they needed him to do. So to do that, unfortunately, he had to threaten the people that he loved. His wife was at risk. His son was at risk. So this was intentional. They needed to make sure that they got him to do, that's how it is. It's a heist. You know what I mean? So, all right. So they get J-Hole. So they get him to open the vault, and it is so much. It's amazing. Like, this is a lot of credits. Why is there so much of this credits in this vault? But it's a ton. What they start doing
because this is the entire Imperial payroll.
Yeah. Well, wow. Well, so they're using. So they actually take some of the Imperials and have them come in.
They stole 80 million credits, y'all.
Right, and have them come in and carry some of these on crates. Moving them with rollers, trying to get them quickly onto the ship.
Like, these people are just shy of 1 billion credits.
Yeah.
Like, if that's not enough to start a rebellion, I don't know what is.
Right, exactly. And that's
the reason. I'm sure their economy prices got jacked up too.
Yeah, and that's the reason why this heist was so important, right? Because this money is going to be used to start a rebellion. All right, so here we are. So now we got Nemec, Skeen, Taramin, and Andor, Vel and Cinta. Cinta is actually watching, has a family held hostage. The other members are at the vault.
Although, to be fair, they weren't that close to 1 billion credits.
Right. They're back at the vault, and somehow one of the Imperials get wind of something is going on. Something's not right.
Yeah, they accidentally tapped into that comms line.
Right. One of the smart things that they did, Vel and Cinto,
they both
jammed their Right. Jammed
it was
the
BYOC. Bring your own communications.
Yeah. Jammed the communicator. They didn't know what was going on until the very end. And then they realized something was happening. And then they went down and they got to the vault. And
it's
then
like
there was
dark
this
and
standoff.
afraid.
Yeah. There was this big standoff. And then, blasters started going off, guns ablazing, blasters ablazing.
Yeah, Gorn just like sat there just waiting to get blasted.
Yeah.
He's just like,
well, what's interesting? What's interesting about Gorn? So Gorn, of course, obviously works for Commandant J-Hole, right? And if I was Gorn, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I would stay at a site.
Like, I don't want to be in this line of fire.
Yeah, I don't want to be
people are
gonna
see me and they'll be like, whoa, no, red flag.
Right.
You're working with them? No, we're gonna shut you down. Yeah.
So when J-Hole found out that Gorn is working with the rebels,
he was floored. Like, literally, he hit the floor. My man had a heart attack.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he took it down. And that was the end of J-Hole. Then like I said, blasters started firing, and people were going down. Unfortunately, Taramin was also hit. Yeah. Right, but
like everyone got shot except Vel and Cinta.
Yeah. All right.
And Cassian.
Let's stop for Q&A. Let's see who's here. Alex, thank you very much, Alex. Yes. Thanks again.
And yes, we are having a great day.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what they did either, but the show did a nice job of having a lot of morally complex / gray characters and showing how no one's hands are clean in war.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's true.
Remember when they said they'd be putting the war back in Star Wars?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're living up to that.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. All right, so like I said, they're moving all this treasure onto the ship, and they finally had to take off because it was just too much heat. You know, the Imperials were coming, the TIE fighters, you know, they were jumping into the pilots were jumping into the TIE fighters ready to take off. So they had to go. They had to go immediately. Uh, so, uh, so Andor gets in the pilot ship and he takes off and he's speeding. And, you know, unfortunately, nothing is tied down because everything is moving so quickly, right? And then the crates.
Nemec kind of got sandwiched.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, Nemec is in the back of the freighter, and you know, Cassian speeds off, takes off in the ship, and the crate rolls back and
sandwiches him.
Yeah, and smashes into Nemec. Unfortunately, and Nemec, you know, he says, "Oh, I can't feel my legs. You know, there's something wrong. I can't feel my legs."
Yeah.
But you know, it's you know, it was pretty bad. But he was still able to direct Cassian to, you know, to as to where to go. You know, just take it all the way up and then come back down. So all in all, the plan worked. It wasn't a smooth plan, but they did manage to take off with the credits, and they know now that Nemec is actually hurt badly, gravely hurt. So Vel, okay, so we have. So,
I wouldn't have expected like death from a crate,
right?
You know.
Well, so what we have now, right? So we have, you know, Nemec on the freighter. We have Skeen. We have Vel. Cinta is still left.
They left her behind.
They left her on Adani.
I don't know why.
Well, I at some point I'm sure that she'll meet up with the rest of them. But anyway, so Vel is very concerned about Nemec and says, "Hey, we need to take him to the doctor." So they make a stop, and they see a doctor. The doctor's name,
Quadpaw.
Yeah, and he has 4 arms, and he's working on. He looks, you know, almost like a Maz Kanata type species, and he's working on Nemec to try to save his life. And while that's happening on the inside,
Cassian and Skeen are talking,
having a conversation.
And Skeen is just scheming. I guess that's why they call. I guess that's why his name is Skeen.
I was thinking about their conversation, Clem and Skeen's conversation last week about Skeen losing his brother and how he hated the Empire. He never said that he had a love for rebellion, right? He just said he hated the Empire. So when Skeen came up with this idea of he and Cassian splitting this, the credits 50-50, you know, Andor is asking, well, what about your brother? He said, well, you know, he's no longer here. And, you know, I thought this was for the rebellion. And then Skeen says, you know what? It's between me and everybody else. So really, he is into just himself, trying to get what he can. And I imagine, I'm thinking, well, what happened? Cassian, you know, takes it into his own hands. And
we'll stop you right there. Sorry. That's not how Cassian said it. He wasn't yawning. But Cassian's like, I will stop you right there.
Right. And blaster fired, and you know, Skeen is,
you know,
is out.
Like two went in, 1 came out.
Right. And then you were asking the question, okay, well, why did Cassian do this? If you think about it, Skeen had the idea again of trying to take the money and split it between he and Andor. So where did that leave Vel and Nemec? Because we didn't know if Nemec was going to survive. So what was going to happen with Nemec and Vel? So apparently he had no plans of them sharing in the money. So that meant that he was probably going to take him out regardless.
Yeah.
So now that we know that Nemec lost his life, and then now we have Vel left. So Cassian knows,
got a weapon pointed at Vel.
Well, before we get there, I'm just trying to get into Cassian's mind. Like, why did he decide to do what he did to Skeen? Even though Skeen is offering him, you know, half of the money. And, you know, Cassian's asking, well, what about me? And then Skeen says, well, you know, I got, you know, so many number of credits, you know, I've forgotten all about you. That was not what was going to happen. I'm sure if Skeen had the opportunity to take out Andor and keep all the money for himself, he would absolutely have done that. So Andor took the law into his own hands, and, you know, Skeen is out. and he goes
like
in
a light bulb
to the doctor's office and tells Val what was going to happen. Skeen had a plan to take the money. Cassian just wants his share of the credits, and he's just going to take off. And so apparently it looks like that's what happened. Before he left, Val gave Cassian Nemec's manifesto to keep, which we expect, someone had to continue it, right? So it's now in the hands of Cassian Andor,
who also dies.
And then, well, yes, years later,
he's going to give it to them.
Well, that's a good point. I don't know. Maybe he gives it to somebody else.
That's something. Saw though.
Well, that's something to look out for. Who gets the manifesto next? Good question. All right, so now the news gets back to Coruscant very quickly.
Yeah, everyone's on high alert. All the ISB meets again.
Yeah.
That dude who looks like Mr. Burns is leading the meeting. He's like, this is not a meeting. Tell your families, tell your wives, tell your children.
You're not coming home.
You're not going home.
It's going to be a long few days, however it takes. I don't know what they have planned, but they're on alert. Their people were attacked. And then even at the Senate floor, Mon Mothma is giving a speech.
Because everybody's chatting. Yeah. And then Mon Mothma picks up a database. She checks it. She's like,
wow. Like she couldn't believe the news.
And meanwhile, halfway across the galaxy, Luther's just like, woo!
Luthen is
my man's just throwing a celebration.
He's ecstatic,
First time I've seen Luthen smile.
That's true. He's in the gallery and he's making a transaction, and someone in the shop says, "Hey, you heard about Aldhani? You know anything about them?" And Luthen said, "Well, what about them?" He said, "Well, there's something's going on there, like some type of ambush." And then Luthen excuses himself and he goes in the back and he just has his hands up like, yes,
yeah, like Thor. He's like, yes, I know him. He's a friend from work.
Absolutely, yeah. So he is so excited that it went as expected. They've got the credits. The credits are on their way. The rebellion begins, right? So now that they have, what are they going to do with all this money? Exactly. I expect they're going to hire more people to work for their cause. They're probably going to buy weapons.
Yep. Like since Cassian's been paid to do the job, they're going to hire more of him.
Yeah, how about that? All right, so that's pretty much the episode. So now, what do we expect for episode 7? Okay.
Oh, we're doing predictions.
Well, I don't have any predictions, but I
don't either.
Okay, I just wanted to say. Okay, Keith, hang in there. All right, so I just wanted to say something. So you know how the first 3 episodes were written and directed by 2 people, and then 4, 5, and 6.
Remember you said hang in there. That joke was so funny, I forgot to laugh.
Okay.
Oh.
4, 5, and 6 were written and directed by 2 other people. Okay. Episode 7.
Tobey Maguire dance.
Okay. Episode 7 is going to be directed by Benjamin Caron. He's an Emmy-winning British film and TV, Emmy-winning BAFTA winner. You heard of Benjamin Caron?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So he's very popular film director. He's going to be directing episode 7. The writer is Stephen Schiff, who is the producer and writer of the FX series The Americans. I don't know if anyone's seen The Americans. I have not seen it.
You mean American Horror Story?
No, this is called The Americans. This was actually it's like a spy series. So this sounds right up Cassian's alley. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we can expect it has something to do with spy related. And the reason why I brought this up is the director, Benjamin, and Stephen Schiff, the writer, are only writing and directing this one episode. All right. So it's not, they're directing, 3 episodes, a story arc of 3. It seems it's just the 1 episode, because when you go into 8, 9, and 10, they're going to be written and directed by 2 other people, which I thought was interesting. So I don't know if this means that episode 7 is going to be like a standalone episode, that there won't be, it's just going to be a beginning, middle, and end for that 1 episode rather than 3 episodes, but we'll find out.
That's although now Andor's episodes are getting longer.
Yeah, that's right. This one was actually the longest, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 54 minutes, I think.
52.
Yeah, 52 minutes, yeah.
All right. But that is all for this episode. Is y'all steady?
Yes. Well, I just wanted to say that tomorrow, just to remind everybody that we will be back
finale. We will be there.
Yes, the She-Hulk finale is going to be very interesting. Anything that you expect to see.
It's going to be lit.
is there anything you expect to see happen on the episode?
No, not really. I don't. After that SWAT call at the end, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, what I was going to say is that unfortunately, after what happened at the end of the last episode, Jen will be charged. She'll be charged for destruction of property, because remember when she was She-Hulk, how she destroyed that garage.
She destroyed the TV. It wasn't a garage.
Well, I'm talking about the parking lot. The parking lot, not a garage. You're right. It's a parking lot when she was fighting Daredevil. So she really destroyed that thing. So my point is, I'm sure there are video cameras all around. They're going to go back and look at the damage that she's done. They're going to consider her a threat now, because, she's, they're going to consider her out of control, even though she's not really.
It's that Hulk King.
Out of control. So I think she's going to have to go to court, unfortunately, and she's going to need a defense lawyer. Mallory Book. I'm expecting Mallory's going to be the one that's defending her.
Or Matt.
That would be interesting. I don't know.
But he's going to New York.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I don't know if he would return.
We don't know.
Yeah.
He might have a flight cancellation.
I wouldn't be surprised.
As we know, they became very best friends.
They did. Right. They sure did. I expect to see Blonsky maybe return.
Yes, that would be great to testify for her.
Right. And testify in her defense. Maybe we'll see Wong. Who knows? Yeah. He may return,
And maybe Wong can just go grab Daredevil out of Portal.
Yeah. So we don't know. All right. Well, so what we got? We have more time for Q&A? Okay. So we're going to wrap it up then. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. So we will be back. This is me. We will. Okay. All right, Alex.
Interesting how there are different directors.
Yes. I
wonder if there won't be another 3 episodes.
Yeah, actually there will be. So after episode 7, 8, 9, and 10 will be written by, I don't have their name. I think it's no, I'm not gonna botch their names. I don't remember. Oh yes, I do. I think Toby Haynes is going to come back and direct the next 3 episodes, 8, 9, and 10, and Bo Willimon, who, if you're familiar with House of Cards, this was a very fantastic Netflix show.
What is it on Netflix now?
He is the creator and writer for the show, Bo Willimon. All right, so he's going to be writing 8, 9, and 10. Toby Haynes will be directing 8, 9, and 10. And I think it's just 7 for some reason. It's just going to be this one off. Okay. All right. Keith is going down real fast. All right. Do we have any other comments? All right. Okay. All right. So thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in. This was wonderful. We can't wait to talk about the finale of She-Hulk tomorrow. But until next time, take care, and we will see you again.
Bye.